The reason you're unable to control your anger and you get frustrated very easily is because of negative energy. Anger is energy that's been built up in your mind and body, which is causing you to react in a negative way. A commitment to life to help every man, woman, and child. To be remembered for making a difference to humanity in 1,000 years, teaching thousands, to teach millions, to save billions. Today's viewer's question is, my partner becomes angry very easily and he can't control himself. Please help. Okay, so I want to describe to you what anger actually is. So anger is negative energy. Where does this negative energy come from? It's the negative thoughts that have been stored for a long time and have turned into negative emotions. So something has been building up like a snowball coming down a mountain. Something's on your mind. What is it? What stress did you endure in your life? What events have you been through? What is causing you issues currently? And what's making it worse? One of the things that actually does make anger worse and increase negative energy is the lack of communications, which results into more negative energy being built up and causing you to react and behave in a negative way. So when that happens, people who tend to have negative energy tend to take it out on people around them. So whoever's first in contact online, they will generally take it out on them. They will either withhold it from the rest of the world until they explode, or they generally take it on people that surround them. And that can come in many forms. So the best way to deal with this for the person who is struggling to control their anger is for them to speak to people about how they feel, and they need to learn to communicate better. They need to seek professional advice, speak to a counselor for CBT, and express your emotions. You see, your body builds up the energy every single day, and if you don't use it physically, it stores in your mind, causing you to overload and react negatively. So you need to use your energy for physical exercises, such as going to the gym, doing something physical, anything. Find a balance for your energy. I also know that doing some charity work shifts your negative emotions and it changes into positive emotions. So spend some time with other people and do something you enjoy as a group. Try to spend some time alone and do something that you enjoy as an individual. You see, the only way to get out of this negative energy is by releasing it. So you need to release the negative energy through positive behavior. And it starts with talking to people about your emotions. Then you need to use that energy for physical activities, manual work, going to the gym, and taking out that energy, for example, on a punching bag or weightlifting, as a productive method. So I find these very effective, and people who sort of follow this structure always tend to release their energy. Just remember, it's your thoughts and negative impacts or emotions that have happened in the past that are affecting you now because you didn't offload these to begin with. You kept it inside of you for a long period of time. And what happens is it just constantly builds up and builds up and builds up, and then eventually you want to explode. And you do this because you don't know how to control your emotions anymore. So it becomes negative energy, and you really need to find ways to deal with it. And as I mentioned, speaking to people and using your energy on physical productive methods. And this is the best method, and I believe it's the best way to offload negative energy and to control your emotions and anger. because anger is just another emotion, and you've reached its limits, and that's why you're taken out on the rest of the world, because you've hit the limit of how much you can handle, or how much you can take, or how much you can hold inside your mind. And you need to learn to release it, or communicate with people what's actually happened, what's happened in the past, what's happening in the future, or if you're anxious about something in the future. You really need to speak to people about this and offload it, because the longer it stays in your mind, the longer it eats up your energy, and you're constantly going to be negative towards other people. And this isn't healthy for you or the people around you or your relationships, because it really does affect the relationships around you, and other people can notice this. And before you know it, you've caused an impact on their life and your life, just because you didn't open up and express your emotions. And people have different levels of energy, so each day you're going to have a lot of energy inside of you, and some days you're not going to have any. The days that you don't have any, take it easy on that day and try to build up your energy. And the days that you feel overactive or over-energized, and you've got a big ball of energy inside of you, you need to find a balance into using that energy for mental activity and physical activity. You see, if you use it mentally all the time, constantly, it overloads your mind and you become aggressive. And if you use it physically too much, then your thinking mind becomes very weak, because all the energy is being pushed into the physical. So you need to find a balance in between both. And it does take time. But it's something that only you can do. And it's something that you have to do. So try and find a balance between physical energy and mental energy. Doing too much for one or the other drains your energy, so you need to come together and find a balance. And that's the best way to release and offload negative energy.